keep calm, and Lemongrab! All your fault! I can't do the yell, but you can, Jory. Yeah, she can do that well. I never even noticed that he really did that until you started. Like, I just showed her that picture, and she just goes. So that was given to us by a very nice artist. Gave us that for free. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
They loved them.
To the point I want to turn it into a T-shirt, which I probably will.
Yeah. So thank you once again. With that said, this is all your fault. That sounded funny. This is a Lemongrab episode, and it's. I just felt uncomfortable kind of watching this one because I really don't like that kingdom. I mean, okay, let me put it this way. Like, I know it's not supposed to be like, so it got its job done, you know, it's fine. But at the same time, just watching it's like, ooh, like just everything has a sad face and everything is just like, not looking at you or it's tired or it's just, everything looks miserable in that place. Like, even, you know, like, when the Night is Fear or whatever it's called, like, you know, that was at least... Some of the weird, crazy creatures, like, had a happy face or something. I mean, everyone here just looked miserable. So they ask Bubblegum for more candy, even though she's given them more than enough. So Jake and Finn go to give them some candy seeds, and it turns out the two Lemongrabs have been pouring this sort of miracle juice that Bubblegum had to bring life to all the candies, and... For no other reason than they're just doing it, if I'm right. I mean,
they just really loved the feeling of
creating
someone new coming out and their new voice that they make.
Yeah, I mean, even when they give them the seeds, like, I mean, they are starving. They are down to nothing. I mean, practically skin and bones. And they're like, well, here's some candy seeds. Oh, and they put them all together, pour the juice out, and it just pukes. And they're like, hooray! And it's... So then they tell... the candy people, they're gonna go to Bubblegum to figure out how to fix this, and I don't know if it was the kingdom or the castle, whatever, but it turns out it's just alive. I guess they poured the juice on it too, and it just came alive, starts marching towards the kingdom, and they try to kill the heart, but instead get it going, and it feels feelings and decides it's gonna give itself to the world, and does exactly that.
It becomes those little lemon head
Yeah,
candies.
the little lemon candies. And then Bubblegum literally erases from their mind, which I think was my favorite joke. The writing on their brains, and then she just erases it. Says, there, now they'll never want to do that formula again, and that's it. Definitely out there. Like I said, I find this place really miserable, but it's... I don't know, it's like, it's not enjoyably miserable, but for some reason I don't mind it. I'm sort of like, oh, okay, that's just, I don't know. It's just, maybe it just didn't annoy me quite in the way, you know, that it gets me angry, but at the same time, I'm just sort of like, wow, what an awful place.
This episode specifically reminds me of a Lich episode.
Ooh,
the music is, no, just the Lich episodes in general. The music is a bit off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just creepy imagery throughout the entire thing, to the point where Finn and Jake are actually getting creeped out.
Yeah, they have to hold hands for
when they're
safety.
when they're going through like the dungeon area and everything, they keep opening these doors and they're like, "What is going on?" And they're just like getting more and more creeped out until they finally open this one door and there's these like, if I remember right, they were lungs that weren't doing anything, or were they lungs or kidneys?
I'm not sure.
No, they looked like kidneys.
Kidneys,
Yeah.
and you just hear.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
And there's this little tiny guy, and he goes, head peels back, and Jake's like, nope. He shuts the door, kicks open the grate, and shoves Finn in.
Yeah, I think that was my other favorite, like,
That's my most favorite part of the whole thing. That's my absolute favorite part. That was worth it.
But, like, that's kind of the feel I got from it, was, like, the whole atmosphere of this one was just kind of creepy and bizarre and off-putting. Every one of these creatures that they created, so little time, in a sense, was put into them, and so little care. They're just, like, bizarre combinations of anything and everything.
Mm.
And, yeah, I have a feeling that, like, every single one is, like, suffering deep down inside. They're like, kill me now! Kill me now!
It just looks like constant suffering from everybody. And maybe that's why, you know, you said it was creepy, and it's sort of like, well, we've seen episodes, you know, like, yeah, sort of the Night Fear, so we've seen stuff that's creepy, but it's fun. This was, like, creepy and just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, but, like I said, it seemed to work. And I can't quite explain why. Maybe there's just something about it was still creative. It was still... It's like a train wreck, you know? It's like, you don't want to look at it, but you can't turn away. You're just like, what's going to happen next? What's the next weird, disturbing thing I'm going to see next? And the other thing I really like from a sort of a cinematography point of view is when the kingdom grows and Finn is hanging on.
Yeah.
That shot of them going up and him holding on to Jay, and then you see the feet going down, and when they're moving, it's like, man, you felt that. You felt like they were really hanging on there. And I thought that was very effective. Like I said, just in how much you felt it going up. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it. And, yeah, Lemongrab still didn't annoy me, but this was the first time it was like, it was just uncomfortable. I was just, I felt ewy while watching it. So, yeah, that's what I got.
I love Lemongrab. I like it. I love this episode. And I don't know why. It's just, I can't explain it. He's everything I should absolutely hate, but I can't. And it was just, well, my favorite part was the little guy with his face peeling off as he was screaming.
He did something straight out of a horror movie, which is great.
You know what's so great about that? Because I was trying to figure out why did that work so well, and I realized it felt like Jake closed the door just before it got to the absolute worst point. It's like, what you saw was really bad, really creepy, and you know the absolute worst was about to hit, and he goes, nope, and closes it. So I think that's why it works so well.
I like that they were in the dungeon, and they think that they're saving, because, too, when I first started watching, too, I was kind of like, these things, like, overtook the kingdom. Oh my gosh, like, you know, the Lemongrabs did something, but it got out of control, and now they gotta hide out in the dungeon to be safe or something, and you know, and at first they're like, oh, close the door. And
the door? The door? So what's with the door? Wait, the door? Finn, the door?
Yes, that one too. That was a good one. And then you come to find out, it's like, no, they're making all these... That's what gets me. It's like, they're making all these people from the food they're supposed to be eating. They're starving themselves. They're starving everybody that they're making because there's no food to feed themselves, much less the people. And then at the end where they're like, we're going to go to the Candy Kingdom because Finn and Jake are like, oh, Princess Bubblegum will totally save us. And they're all like, all right, everybody, we're going to go. And I'm not going to do that voice anymore. You know, we're going to go. We're going to take all the candy from the Candy Kingdom, and we're going to make more people from the candy, and then we're going to go with that army of, and then we're going to eventually, like, eat candy. Like, the whole eating thing, they're starving to death, and we're still a little concerned. We just want to make sure we have enough candy people before we go and actually eat. Well, it's just, it serves a little bit that obsession. And I know it's silly, but, you know, it's that obsession. Most people have, like, one little thing you obsess over, you know, whether it's you're a gamer or you're whatever. And it was kind of interesting, kind of neat, you know. I know someone who will be on the computer all day, and then it's like, did you eat lunch? Oh, I forgot.
You're talking about me or him?
I'm talking about people.
Oh, okay.
I
was gonna say, if that happens to me too, honestly.
You know, or
you should
like
see Bree's face.
Or when I'm watching whatever stupid show I'm watching on TV, it's the same concept. Jason's like, how many episodes have you watched? I'm like, I don't know, 5, 6. You've been sitting on the couch for 6 hours? I mean,
6 hours! I can't do it. I'm not even going to try.
True story.
It is strange when you think about it, because I think you're right. There's always, like, you know, not only is eating important, but people, I think, like to eat. There are many good things to eat.
Yes.
But there is always something that's, like, that is even better that I think everybody has gotten to at some point where it's, like, eating this natural tendency to want to live, you know, to keep you living, later. Second, you know, that second next to this.
Time.
Yeah. Adventure time first, then food. But yeah, no, because there's definitely nights where it's like I just push myself to the grind or with something I kept working. It's like I'll forget I haven't eaten dinner or lunch or something like that. So and it's not a good habit to get into, by the way. Don't I'll be like Doug and never eat. No, don't do that. But yeah, I think there is someone's always come across something that they feel is just more important for the moment, than eating.
See, I disagree, though, with that being what's behind the Lemongrabs. Because for the longest time, Lemongrab was alone. Peebles is finally like, oh, hold on, I figured it out. I'm going to give you another you, in a sense. And she accidentally left the formula behind.
Which, it is all her fault.
Well, what I like is that
No, go on.
No, I think that she left the formula behind. They find this and they're like, oh my god, we don't have to be alone. We can make more people like us, more lemon people. Because that's all Lemongrab wanted. Lemongrab just wanted people around him. He wanted someone to rule over or whatever. And this gave him the prime ability to do it, the candy and the formula.
And on top of it, it looks like that'll never be fed. Like, again, sort of actually interesting metaphor maybe, that no matter how many of these people he makes, that hunger for not being alone and having people around him will never be fed. Yeah. It's like they just keep wanting to make more people until he doesn't feel alone, and it's like that's never going to happen no matter how many people he has around him.
Well, because initially for me, one thing that threw me off with the episode was Lemon John, the big one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my god, how the hell did he make that? And Peebles says it in the beginning. She's like, oh, I gave them enough candy for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, a lifetime's full of candy or whatever would probably fill a gigantic being like that. And then he commits suicide to save both kingdoms. Lemon John is the man.
He is the man.
And
well done,
probably
Lemon
tasty.
John. Well done. So,
I feel like eating lemon heads now.
I don't like lemons.
We should bring that back. Bring the lemon heads back.
But are they not around?
No, they're still around.
I don't remember the
They're
last time I've
around.
seen them. I used to eat them in high school.
Oh. No, lemon heads are good.
I will say this, if anyone, I can see somebody coming along saying, what a horrible I mean, it was just so annoying and obnoxious and uncomfortable. So if that's what you think, it's like, I'm not going to say, what are you, mad? It's genius! It's like, I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. And yeah, I think there is just something to how they do it that's still... Again, that episode is just like Lemongrab. It's kind of like, it's loud and annoying and kind of obnoxious, but it's like, some reason, I still enjoy it. So, yeah, bad. When will I learn my lesson? So.
I think it's
never.
like the little guy in the room. Where Jake just said, they always, with Lemongrab, they always bring him or the episodes focusing on him right to that breaking point. And right before you snap, you're like, oh, it's over.
They stop at just the right point.
Awesome.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it.
And I love Lemongrab. Lemongrab is one of my favorites, probably because he's so bizarre and strange and all of that stuff. But actually, I want that little guy on a shirt. I can't get that out of my head. Just him going...
I know. And I think that's for me what I like about it is specifically because it's disturbing in a way. I just have a different sensibility. And, for an episode like that, for me to go, what? And just, really, it surprised me so much that I can't, I don't want this anymore. What? This is horrible. Oh my god, this is what it's like to have zombies gum you. Oh, that is, okay.
What the hell did I just miss? We can't do it on demand. It's like your cat.
No, I'm supposed to... Get away from me!
Not anymore. Don't look at me. You're watching it.